right, you guys, we're with 5th place winner Evan McKay.
Hey.
Hell yeah! And what you win with today, man?
I got the flu. You know how it is.
Oh, you got them birds. Okay.
Yeah, I got the birds. I'm gonna say it's not very spicy. It's pretty cookie cutter, but there are a couple cards that came up. There's some contentious points that I think really came up today.
Yeah, let's check it out.
So we're gonna start out. I mean, obviously you got the 3 Rabina. You gotta play it. Starter. It's the best card in the deck. When you normal summon Rabina, you win the game. Fine. Okay. 3 Eaglin. Super standard. Gotta have it. You know, not really playing anything spicy. Some people like a second token. Didn't come up for me today. Just 1-1 was good. Didn't see a lot of tier. I feel like if I was in a heavier tier meta, I might play more of these because if you get your Stree put into Grave, you don't have any way to get the stuff out. So Stree and token, maybe you can float around, but 1-1 is pretty standard. Here we got Samorg. Samorg. This is a card that people don't play enough.
How'd it do today?
So it was great today. You search it off Rabina. If you can get Eaglin off map, it's going to chain block if you don't have anything in the banish. You search basically your normal Rabina and you'll chain this straight to it. It's going to chain block and then it gives you an extra material. So if they get one off field with SP Little Knight, then you can still go into M-Pen. Came up a ton today. Chain blocking, I mean, one of the best cards in the deck. Gotta play it, no doubt.
Nice. And that's your monster lineup?
Still got a few more for the monsters. 3 M-Pen, 1 Ryza, and 1 Avian. These are super standard. I Ryza locked someone a couple times today. That came up. The negate on Avian's crazy. Some people don't love the 3rd M-Pen. It came up when you need that grind game. I took it out when I was going second. But going second, you know, I don't need the grind game. You're just hoping for some blowout cards, maybe a shifter. You know, getting to that point, here they are. These are the boys. I mean,
they do the work today?
They do the work, man. I mean, they carry this deck. Shifter.deck is a great deck right now. It came up a ton. You're not playing Flu if you're not playing Shifter. Let's be real.
Fair enough.
Yeah. More consistency cards. Gotta have 3 map. I mean, it makes any bird a starter. 3 Advent gets you to it. And then you got Terraforming to get there. Spell is super easy. You know, nothing too special about all that. This is one that people sometimes don't play. This was insane today. Book was crazy. I thought about cutting it because I didn't know if it was going to do enough. I had so many people who had the Imperm, had the Veiler. I could book it. It came up against Pearly. You chain it to the Per Yeep. It shuts that down. That killed it in my Pearly match. And then, you know, if you don't need to use it, you get lucky, no hand traps. You just set it down, and now it's just an interruption. It came up for me in my final match, round 8, because I was playing against Infernoble. They tried to attach, and I just booked their stuff.
Nice.
Moving on here, consistency, duality, prosperity. Gotta play him.
Yeah, gotta draw.
Shout out to the boys. Carlos let me borrow his prosperities.
Shout out, Carlos.
Had to get rid of him, so.
I take like 1 fraction of a win.
Yeah, I give him a fraction of my win, but he's not getting my mat. I'll tell you what. And then these were great. These came up a ton today. Didn't love talent. It didn't come up a ton. It did come up once, and I drew into double M-Pen. So, you know, what are you gonna do, right? Unexplored wins. I mean, this card wins games. You try and get this up as soon as you can. If you didn't brick on them, I would play more. You tribute over any of your opponent's cards. You're doing it on resolution, so they don't have a way to chain against this. It gets over cards that are super hard to get rid of. I got rid of a Boral End today with this. Cannot state. A lot of people don't know this, but you can just send it off map. Then you token, you know, you reveal token, send this, grab it with token, and then you can still, if you still have your way to get into M-Pen, now you have both map and you have unexplored, and it's just crazy.
And Dreaming Town.
That's what I meant. I'm sorry. Dreaming Town, not map. And then this spell lineup. Gotta play Dreaming Town. It's a fantastic card. You know, Book of Moon in the Grave lets you play on your opponent's turn. Gotta love it. I played 1 evenly. That's going with my Thrust package. And then when I'm going first, if I get ashed, you got Featherstorm. That's just the game winner.
Nice. Let's go with that side deck.
Yeah, we'll hit you with the extra real quick.
All right.
This is it. Doesn't matter. You never went into it even once.
Not even once?
Yep. Not even once. Didn't need it. Thought about it a few times. It's always just, if you get into your extra deck, you're probably losing.
Fair enough.
That's how it is. I play these on the side. Second Dreaming Town didn't come up today. I know some people really like it. I think in a tier meta, I would have even played 2 in the main. Featherstorm going first, it wins you the game. It just does. Evenly's great. It's not super duper great this format, and it didn't really come up. And when it did come up, people SP'd around it. So I might have switched that for something else in retrospect, but it was all right. Here, Cosmic Cyclone. Didn't really see a lot of back row decks today, so wasn't a huge deal. Didn't even need it. Herald of the Abyss. Played it once against Pearly. Didn't even see it. I just sided in. Didn't even see it. Nib goes crazy. Gotta play Nib. I saw so many combo decks today. Nib is crazy. If you're
in your Infernoble game?
It did not. But if you're playing against someone who's really smart and they are trying to play around Nibiru, they will play around it. Most decks have a line around Nibiru. But definitely in these earlier rounds, I was siding Nibiru and crushing people.
Thank you.
And then lastly, I've got 1 DD Crow and 3 Ash. The Ashes were great. Ash is Ash. DD Crow is obviously specifically great in this deck. You search it. Came up against Unchained today. That is the only match that I lost. But I was able to banish and stop some special summons. Came up, let me get rid of Phoenix Immortal Gearfried in my last match. It was a real great card today. So definitely glad I put that in last minute. And that's the deck.
All right, thanks, man. Any shout outs today?
Yeah, shout out to the boys, Yugi boys, to get a drink with, except for him, he's a little young. Shout out.
And Austin, who was missing today.
Yeah, Austin's MIA today. He's with the baby. Shout out to the guys at IRL Cards, local game store in Tucson. Awesome dudes. They were, lucky enough to be sponsored by them today. They gave me a pin. But I gotta rep them. And then, of course, shout out Team Mist. Big team in Tucson, all the boys. Shout out Leo, shout out Panda, shout out Eli. It's a great time, man. I'm just really happy to be here right now.
All right, thanks,
Yeah,
Evan.
thanks so much.